Reporting live from Maniac Tech, Alice August. My first news report. How you guys doing today? Oh, I got the news music to prove it too. I'm a news reporter. So today we're going to be talking about free trade. And with free trade, I'm talking about much bigger factors such as NAFTA. People don't think it's much of a crisis anymore, but yeah, it's still a crisis. Our sourcing in the U.S. has been like a big major impact. It led to many problems, like such as diversity, culture impact, shipping issues, location, things like that for many jobs. But the main thing for outsourcing is the loss of jobs, that of course, in the manufacturing industry. About 300 million jobs have been lost since NAFTA was created in the manufacturing industry. This is NAFTA, NAFTA, stands for North American Free Trade Agreement, was established in January 1st, 1994, by President George W. Bush, President Salinas, and President Melbourne of Canada. This is an agreement signed by three countries, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, in which they brought down restrictions for certain goods and services that the U.S. actually offered. So basically, any product in the U.S., or like not any product, but certain products in the U.S., they didn't have as much restrictions for these two countries to have access to them. So exporting was like, this was the perfect time to export. It still is the perfect time to export. This free trade agreement also enhanced like environmental issues. So like every single company was required to follow environmental standards, and if they didn't follow this, they were fined big time. It also enhanced labor acts and labor rights. So like if you didn't follow OSHA regulations, child labor rights, and minimum wage laws, you were also fined like consumably for during this act. And like one of the major things in NAFTA too was something called the rules of origin. So like certain tax rates were set for certain products also. So not just they didn't have restrictions anymore, but also implemented certain tax rates to be placed on certain products. So like nobody else couldn't touch it between these countries. So these two countries, Mexico and Canada, had a free pass to North American goods. NAFTA caused a big decrease in manufacturing jobs. This was due to like a high increase in competition between manufacturing jobs. So like for example, if Mexico's paying their workers $4 an hour, they're gonna increase productivity and they're gonna be up at a competitive advantage. While the company that is in America paying their workers $7.25 an hour, they're losing out on productivity. Versus if they move to Mexico, they can pay their workers $4 an hour, increase their productivity, and be in a higher competition with that company. So like it was a win-win for the manufacturing companies because they got to go somewhere else for cheaper labor and stuff like that. But for America, it's leading to an economic crisis, which is not good. I'm about to read you guys something that I found quite a bit interesting while I was doing some research. It says that last year, this is reading back into 2013, a Chinese firm, Shanghai International Holdings, bought the world's largest pork producer, Smithfield Foods of Virginia. Now, this is an American company being bought by a Chinese firm. This takeover was the world's largest ever of a U.S. company by a Chinese firm. And it represents a precedent that would damage the American economy and cause jobs. So there you go, unemployment rising. The Chinese are so happy about the deal that they awarded the whole firm roughly $600 million total in bonuses. Man, I wish I were. And that, guys, is all I have to tell you today about NAFTA and the free trade. Just know it's always an economic crisis at hand. And NAFTA is like one of the major ones that you should worry about because our markets are wide open to anybody, not just anybody. Canada and Mexico, all right? They're taking full advantage. We need to take full advantage of them. I got a little video to show you guys too to keep your mind kind of stable about what actually is going on. It's gonna really hit you. Well, this is Alice the August reporting live, reporting out. Kind of the music go away.